So, very quick video because it's early in the morning and I've got to get started. But I've got two ZD30 ECUs here. Now, these are Hitachi Zexor ECUs off ZD30 Patrols. Both in for different issues. This one come from Scott Thomas at SL Tech Diag. Top bloke, made videos on his modules before. I was going to pin this one out, which is from John at JL Automatics, to see if it runs on the bench. It's got some weird voltage readings, or an auto elect went out. They've got some weird voltage readings at the ECU connectors. Now, as you can see, we've got proper tech info here, all the pinouts, etc. Power's ground. So this ECU is booted on the bench currently. And what I'll show you, it's very ugly because this was supposed to be quick, but I kind of got caught up and interested. This ECU is a good one with a different issue from Scott. Now, the main issue we're looking at is 10.5 volt feed on pin 53. 53, as you can see, is this top one. So second row in, top pin. So if we go here, we go second row in, top pin on a good ECU, we've got nothing. I have checked the injection pump can signal as well, which is this one, so that's pin 40. So we'll get the scope on that now. If we go pin 40, which is the very first one in, so we go pin 40, where were we? It should be this one right here. There we go. I just had to get a better connection on that. As you can see, we do have a can signal on that pin 40. So that's good. That's our injector pump control. So that's also good. Now this is a known good ECU. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to swap these pinouts to the ECU that has issues with these circuits apparently, and we'll retest and see. And this is actually really good timing for me to have a donor, and just so I can compare, because a good ECU actually has slightly different readings than what the tech info says. So you've got 2 volts here, you've got 3 volts here, not 3.3, you know, etc., 0.2, blah blah blah. So very, very slightly different readings, but good enough to work with. Second issue is booted with the problems. So as you can see, we've got good current draw. I'll check our feed pin quickly with the meter. Bang, 14 volts. All right, so back to first thing. Let's start with that 10.3 or 10.5 volt feed that they had. So we're going to go to pin 53 again, which is second row in. So if I get our meter, as you can see, we have got a good connection on our meter. 53, second row in, we do not have 10 volts on that. We have 0.6 roughly, and that is supposed to be a 1 volt feed on, and that's just key on. Yes, key on. So that's our pump control. We don't have that. Now, can wires next. Let's go to our pump cam wires. Diesel injection pump cam wires, so we'll go 33 and then 40. So 40 was that one. I'm going to use the scope for that, so we'll go up to 40, and that was our first one in from there. Okay, so we've got good can signal on that wire, and then we'll go to 33 as well. Right, last thing, good ECU can wires for injection pump, 123 ohms, perfect. We'll do that on the donor. I don't know why I keep saying donor. 123 ohms, perfect. It's not a donor, obviously. Different job. So everything is good input wise. We don't have a back feed, so we don't have that 10.5 volt feed. We don't have a 1 volt, a 2 volt difference. They're good, so that means it is a vehicle side issue. So that is essentially how we confirm inputs and wiring, etc., to an ECU that's having problems. I'll probably bench test this, so I'll pin the whole thing out, cam crank, etc. We'll get it to essentially run on the bench and just confirm that it does have good control. Other than that, it's good, no problems. Right, very last check now. This thing's running on the bench. I've just given it a start signal, so it is booted and running. Now that 10.5 volt feed, which is our electronically controlled diesel injection pump, that very top one, we do not have 10.5 volts on that. As you can see, we have a good square wave, and we have a good control. Let's measure the voltage on it. We'll unhook the scope quickly. Now we have about 4 volts roughly square wave on that. So that's good. Nothing wrong with this ECU per se, at least on those circuits that the customer has mentioned. So thanks to John for sending this one in. The Autoelec's going to have to relook over this because these are back feed voltages. This thing has good control on the bench. There is nothing wrong on the bench. Thank you for Scott from SL Tech as well for conveniently dropping that other ZD30 ECU in to get looked at with some great testing info, saving me digging to find it. So much appreciated, and that is basic bench testing of an ECU.